Are you thinking about moving to Buda, Texas, but you're not quite sure where the best spot is for you? Well, in this video, we're exploring the Porch, a new construction community in Northwest Buda. It's a very small pocket community built by New Home Co. We're gonna tour 2 of their homes and talk about their current incentives. We're gonna get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local Austin area real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to the greater Austin area, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. You know, I was a teacher for 10 years. I taught music, actually. I was a percussion director for 10 years before I got into real estate. But I found that a lot of what made me successful as a teacher with my students has transferred very well over to real estate now with my clients. Honesty, hard work, effective communication, and helping other people achieve their goals is how I operate. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to help you and your family find a great home, like I said, in the greater Austin area. So like I said, we're in the Porch, which is a new construction neighborhood in Northwest Buda. This is all homes built by New Home Co. Now the big incentive they're currently offering is 4.99% interest rate fixed. Doesn't matter what type of loan you get, that's what their in-house lender is offering. Much lower than the typical 6.5%, 6.8% is what we're seeing for top tier conventional loans through resale. So definitely better with that. And then if you're a cash buyer, I'm sure we can just transfer that into having closing costs paid and maybe lowering the price of the home by 10, 15,000. As far as the prices of the homes here, they range from high 300,000s to mid 400,000s. And as far as the square footage, we're about 1,400 square feet up to about 2,200 square feet. All of the homes are 3 to 4 bedroom, and they only have 5 different floor plans. So you're seeing this one, which is their model home, which is the Brook, and then we're gonna tour 2 other homes later in this video. The HOA here is $133 a month, which is a little high. They do take care of the landscaping, not just in the shared spaces, but in your private front yard and your gated backyard, which is nice, they do that, so 0 landscaping on your end. Tax rate is 1.99%. In my book, anything under 2% is a low tax rate. That being said, you know, for the value of the homes here in the high 300, low 400, tax rate's not really going to affect you too much. Because the price of the value of the home is just not super high comparatively to other neighborhoods. We are about 2 minutes from downtown Buda, and this is definitely a new construction area. They're gonna be building more homes, maybe not New Home Co, but more subdivisions out in this area. But there is talk of building out biking trails that will lead directly to downtown. Super easy commute from down here. Great school systems that we feed into here. I believe it's Moe and Jean Johnson High School. But very high quality schools. I mean, you can look that up as far as the niche ratings if that's important to you. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, last thing, spec builder. So this builder does do to be built, but most of the time they're going to be doing spec builds, meaning they're going to just build it and you buy it as an inventory. They plan to have all of the lots being built on no later than September of 2025. So if you get here, say in August 2025, you could do a to be built, and that would take roughly 6 to 8 months for them to build that out, but then you would have options and upgrades and stuff like that. So depending on when you watch the video and your plan to move, most of these homes will be spec inventory homes where you don't have the ability to upgrade. All right, let's go check out the first home tour. So the first New Home Co. home we're checking out that's for sale is their Faline model. This home is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 1,992 square feet, and this one's listed at $399,990, so $400,000. All right, let's go check it out. So we can see the exterior, beautiful exterior with this white stone going into the hardy plank materials. And then I'll pan around so you can kind of see how it fits in with the rest of the neighborhood. This one specifically, on the street, we're facing the side of these other homes. So it does give you a feel a little bit more privacy here. And you can see plenty of parking, at least on this side of the street. Really nice, tall, large front patio space, which typically I don't use a front patio. I use my back porch more often. This one's actually bigger than what you're gonna get in the back. So I would probably utilize this space a little bit more personally. The only issue is it's not gated, right? So your dog can't hang out here easily with you. Oh, I'm already locked out. There we go. So we can see we have luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout. That looks fantastic. And throughout the entire home, and especially upstairs, there's a lot of natural light coming into the home. This is definitely a longer home than I was expecting, as far as more of an open concept is what I'm used to. This is open, but it's just very long all the way down to the kitchen. We're gonna turn right first. See, we have our utility room here with cabinets installed above. That's a really nice addition there. And then here's our primary bedroom. Really nice size primary bedroom. Don't let that bed fool you, right? This is staged. That's not a king, right? So I would say that's maybe a full, but it's not that big. But the bedroom itself is quite large. And then this bathroom is very narrow, but dual vanity, lots of natural light coming in the bathroom still. The toilet over here, kind of a narrow walkway, pretty good size shower though, and then floor to ceiling for the tile. This closet's fantastic, so very large closet space. Not a ton of hanging options, just be aware of that. You do have built-in shelving and then this area underneath. So yeah, interesting. I'm not gonna go all the way down here, but lots of extra space, but luggage, maybe winter clothing during the summer, you can just kind of pack away out there out of the way. Plenty of space still for this closet. Not a big fan of how narrow this is. Not a big deal though. Just giving my honest opinions as I walk through homes. I do like the style of this home though, as far as the materials they're using. This LVP flooring looks great. I like the thicker countertop, right? This granite countertop they have looks fantastic. We have our pantry over here. Not super wide, but pretty deep shelves. And then the kitchen's okay. I prefer a large single basin sink instead of the double. Also, we have the built-in range, but they put the oven below it and then the microwave above. So it's technically a built-in, but it's as if you were just having a range with a microwave above, right? So we don't get the drawers underneath like we normally would. That being said, these cabinets, especially these ones, are very large cabinets. And these are all J-Craft custom cabinets, so they are definitely higher quality than you would typically see from builders. Fridge space, definitely something we can negotiate to get a fridge included if that's important to you. Here's the back patio. So like I said, pretty small back patio. It is covered. And then every single yard is gonna be fenced in this neighborhood. And the HOA does take care of this, so you do zero lawn maintenance. And so you can see 2-car garage, all of them have these alleys going behind them. So you pull into the alley, park here, and then any visitors, they would just park on the main road in front. Decent sized backyard if you have a small dog. Bigger dog, I mean, I have a golden retriever. This would be nothing to him, so. I did speak with sales rep about, is there any other amenities? Not really, this is a pocket community, like I said, so that's gonna be tricky if you have a large dog. We'd have to kind of look around, but potentially this might not be a good fit for you, just because there's not a lot of yard space available in any of the lots here, and then there's no dog park in the neighborhood. All right, to the left of the kitchen, we have our garage. 2-car garage, pretty good amount of space. You can always tell by the wall to the garage door. So I'm seeing about 2 feet of space between the wall to the garage door. And then we have this step up here and then tankless water heater over here. Pretty typical, no EV charger port. Some builders do that. I don't think this one does. Half bath over here. Looks like we're missing something underneath that, but I do like that as a cabinet and not a pedestal sink. That definitely looks a lot cleaner in my opinion. All right, let's head upstairs. So now we have some carpet going up the stairs. And yeah, like I said, the natural light upstairs, I'm very impressed with. Just every room has multiple windows, letting in a ton of natural light. So here's our upstairs landing. And then this leads to the attic, which is important because that's where you're going to be changing out your air filter. So it's nice that you don't have to go up and down stairs to do that. Just walk in here every 3 months, switch that out. Pretty tall ceilings still being in the attic, or still being upstairs. Here's the upstairs bathroom, just the one sink shared. And then we do have natural light coming in. First guest bedroom. This bedroom's massive. For a guest bedroom, this is very large. Pretty typical closet space. And then a linen closet. And then second bedroom. More typical, smaller bedroom size, but they do get a slightly larger closet space, so there's a trade-off there. And then just, again, the amount of natural light. This is like a typical window you would see, right, looking out to the backyard. And then we have this tall window just to let in more natural light with a beautiful view of your roof. So if you got any hail damage, you'll be able to tell pretty easily. But yeah, there you have it. Like I said, that's the Faline, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's that floor plan in the neighborhood. We're gonna go check out one more home. So I'll see you over there. Second and final home we're touring today is their Nicole floor plan. This is their largest floor plan they offer. This is a 2,267 square foot home, still a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, and this one is actually sold, but they have another one available listed at $458,990, so $459,000, okay? We're just a few houses away from, we were just down there, so same street we were on, kind of at the end of the street here. You can see we have this shared driveway leading into some of their other homes, so no front neighbor per se. And then we are a couple homes away from a corner lot here. Yeah, let's check this one out. Looks like we have this interesting gray look with the siding up there, the hardy plank, and then again the white stone. And you can see it changes somewhat house to house, but most of them have a variety of white stone on the exterior. Front patio space, not a ton of space, and no privacy. I mean, you're right next to your neighbor's front patio there. And then we just have rocks separating the two. So very different floor plan from the previous home that we saw. Faline, this one, very open immediately. So I can see wall to wall, like everything is open, doesn't feel very narrow whatsoever. Ton of natural light coming into the living area, and then dining area too. They did a really good job with the amount of windows they're putting in. Kitchen, similar in many ways, but they do have more space, so they put a small island here, which does make a big difference. More storage, more preparation area, but still the built-in range with the oven and microwave there. Not my favorite. Way more cabinets though, okay? Over here, bigger pantry. And then we have a half bath back here. I guess that's the design, I don't know. Maybe they're supposed to put something there. That just looks weird to me to have that open. The backyard looks exactly the same as the previous home, so it looks like this is what you can expect from all the homes here. It's just this kind of backyard space and back patio space, and then the 2-car garage isn't any different. These will be built on, they're just empty lots right now. Eight-foot doors throughout. Definitely helps accentuate the high ceilings. Here's more of a typical utility room right next to the garage. Utility room does have a gas outlet too if you have a gas washing machine, or dryer, excuse me. And then here's our 2-car garage. Basically the same size as the previous one. Really large formal dining area. And then we have a study over here tucked in the corner, which is nice. Tall French doors, fan included. Not the most beautiful view for a home office, but you get a study as opposed to the previous floor plan where you didn't. We have some storage down here underneath the stairs. Now, going upstairs, There's gonna be a couple things that are very different and in my opinion worse than the previous floor plan. First off is this landing, much smaller. You can't really do much with this space. You could put something in that corner, but that's about it. You need this walkway to get around. Second thing, which I was surprised to see, the primary is upstairs, which for a lot of people, that's a deal breaker. I think me included. I'm pretty annoyed they put the primary up here. That being said, if that's not a big deal to you, bathroom is much nicer, so much more space. This shower is massive, very large shower. Looks really nice. Closet space is smaller than the previous one. So less storage, less space in the closet. So it's really just depending on what's important to you. For me, the primary, I'm 35, I can go up and downstairs every day, I just don't want to. So for me, I always want my primary downstairs, but also for when I go to sell the home in the future. I know from selling properties that primary upstairs takes longer typically to sell because fewer buyers are looking for that. And so if I moved in here, I could handle it, but then say in 15 years we sell the home, I know it's gonna be tougher than if I got a different floor plan with the primary downstairs. So it's another aspect to consider, not just are you okay living in a home with the primary upstairs, but when it comes time to sell the home, understand that it's going to be a little trickier to sell the home because the primary is upstairs, if that makes sense. Especially in the same neighborhood, we've already seen other floor plans that have the primary downstairs, so you're gonna be competing with them. Here is the upstairs bathroom. Interesting design. We do get 2 sinks with this one. And then our 2 guest bedrooms. Very nice sized guest bedroom with corner closet space. And then second guest bedroom, carbon copy, I would say it's about the same size. Again, pretty good closet space for that. Something I haven't brought up either is the light switches. So some builders have these. You can just pop them off and put new ones in that you can buy from like Amazon, and you can control them from your phone. So it's nice to have that flexibility with the light switches as far as if you want to dim them, if you want them to turn off at a certain point, just to save on energy costs. It's a small thing, but it's cool to have that option. So there you have it. That is the Porch, New Home Co. This neighborhood's interesting. So it's definitely small. Like I said, it's a small neighborhood. I'm curious to see what it will be like in 10 years. It's one of those neighborhoods where there should be a trail going to downtown Buda. Right now, there's another community that's just started being built. They're putting like utilities in right now. I think when that neighborhood builds up more, then they're gonna start building the trail system because more people will live out here in West Buda. But right now, it's a little bit isolated. There's already some roads that have detour signs on them because they're constructing a lot right now. That being said, this could be a great investment, right? Because in 10 years, when this area is more built out, then the property value should go up, is what I would presume with that. So I'm interested to see, what you guys think about this. I think the small backyard is not great for me as a dog owner. For you, knowing that the HOA is going to pay or take care of your landscaping front and backyard. Typically, the HOAs don't take care of your fenced-in yards. It's nice they do that here. That might be something that's really affirmative for you that you really like, that you want to look for properties like that. So it definitely has its pros and cons. I like how the homes are built. I think they use quality materials in that sense. Very different floor plans. There's 5 different floor plans here. We've only toured 2. So there's probably one out there that may fit your needs a little bit better than either of these. But if you are interested in moving to Buda, Kyle, San Marcos, South Austin, anywhere in this area, you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to help you and your family find a great deal in a great neighborhood and a great home that's gonna fit your lifestyle, more importantly, fit your budget. But yeah, until next time, I hope to see you guys around town.